From forgotten LEGO sets to the most bizarre ones, we're taking you on a trip down memory lane. That's right, we're digging up the forgotten, the obscure, and the downright bizarre LEGO themes that probably made you say, wait, was that a thing? So buckle up and get ready for some serious nostalgia mixed with a whole lot of laughs. Let's kick things off with a theme that was like Disneyland met Animal Farm. I'm talking about, Fabuland. Launched in 1979, it was like LEGO's answer to the question, what if Fisher-Price toys were blocky and French? Fabuland was a whimsical world filled with anthropomorphic animals who had very human jobs. You had Edward the elephant driving a car and Lionel Lion running a cafe. I mean, come on, Lionel, a lion running a cafe? Talk about a roaring good time. This theme was supposed to bridge the gap between Duplo and the regular LEGO sets, but instead, it just made us question our entire childhood. And if you think Fabuland was weird, wait until you hear about Time Cruisers. The theme that looked like a fever dream had a baby with a time machine. Released in 1996, this theme had Timmy and Dr. Cyber cruising through time in the wackiest contraceptions ever. Picture a pirate ship fused with a spaceship driven by a mad scientist who probably just discovered energy drinks. I mean, what even was the plot here? Hey kids, let's smash together random LEGO sets and call it time travel. It's like LEGO was giving us a license to be as chaotic as possible. And honestly, we loved it. Speaking of chaos, how about the mining theme that wasn't quite Minecraft? Launched in 1999, Rock Raiders was all about mining precious crystals on an alien planet. Think of it as an Interstellar meets Indiana Jones, but with more plastic and fewer Oscar nominations. These guys were the original space miners, battling rock monsters with drills and lasers. It was every kid's dream and every parent's nightmare because those tiny crystals were vacuum cleaner bait. Seriously, those things were like LEGO ninja stars hiding in your carpet. From space miners to oversized action figures, let's dive into Jack Stone. The hero nobody asked for, but LEGO gave us anyway in 2001. This theme was all about larger-than-life action figures with simplified builds. Picture G.I. Joe, but with less articulation and a lot more of awkwardness. Jack Stone was like the MacGyver of LEGO, always saving the day with the most absurd gadgets. It's like they handed a bunch of kids some bricks and said, just build something and we'll call it a set. And you know what? We were there for it. If you thought Jack Stone was odd, let's take a detour into the cinematic universe of... Introduced in 2000, LEGO Studios was all about making movies. They even had a partnership with Steven Spielberg. You got to be the director, the camera crew, and the special effects wizard all at once. It was like Hollywood on your bedroom floor. And who could forget the horror movie sets? Nothing says family fun like a LEGO skeleton chasing a minifigure with a camera. Spielberg would be proud, right? Now let's dive into a theme that had more angles than a geometry textbook. Snap, the theme from 1998 that was basically LEGO Technic's weird cousin. Imagine Connects, but trying too hard to be edgy. Snap was all about building structures with snap-together pieces that looked like something out of a futuristic IKEA catalog. It was like LEGO said, let's take everything we know about bricks and throw it out the window. The result? A theme that was so out there it zapped itself out of existence faster than you could say snappy. Speaking of out there, let's not forget the infamous... Galador. Released in 2002, this theme was based on a TV show that nobody watched, but everyone seemed to remember. It featured action figures with swappable limbs, which sounds cool until you realize they looked like rejected Power Rangers. The plot was about as coherent as a bad sci-fi novel. Let's travel through dimensions to save the world. Sure, LEGO. And while we're at it, let's pretend those figures didn't look like nightmares from a plastic surgeon's worst day. Moving on from the bizarre to the adventurous, let's talk about... In 2003, LEGO took us on a trip to the exotic East with Orient Expedition. This theme was basically Indiana Jones meets Marco Polo with a dash of mystical artifacts thrown in for good measure. You had heroes like Johnny Thunder trekking through jungles and temples, battling yetis and dragons. It was like every adventure movie rolled into one, but with more bricks and less Harrison Ford. While we're on the topic of adventure, let's not forget the predecessor. Before Orient Expedition, there was LEGO Adventurers in 1998. This theme took us to Egypt, the Amazon, and beyond, with Johnny Thunder leading the charge. Think of it as LEGO's way of saying, who needs boring vacations when you can dig up cursed mummies? These sets were packed with traps, treasures, and a whole lot of imagination. It was like the History Channel had a baby with Cartoon Network, and we loved every minute of it. From ancient ruins to high-tech robots, let's dive into... Released in 2006, Exoforce was LEGO's foray into the world of anime-style mechs. It was like Gundam, but with way more blocky charm. The sets featured giant robots battling it out in futuristic mountain fortresses. The hairpieces alone were worth the price of admission. Seriously, those minifigures had hair that could defy gravity. It was a short-lived theme, but it left a giant robot-sized hole in our hearts. Speaking of knights, let's talk about the medieval madness of... In 2004, LEGO revamped their medieval sets with Knight Kingdom 2. This theme had colorful knights, epic battles, and castles that were more fantasy than history. It was like Game of Thrones, but without the gratuitous violence and complicated plotlines. The knights each had their own unique colors and weapons, making playground debates over the best knight inevitable. Blue Knight is the best! No way, Red Knight rules! It was the medieval equivalent of Pokemon battles. Let's now roar into action with... Launched in 2005, Dino Attack was a theme where you fought off mutant dinosaurs in a post-apocalyptic world. Yes, you heard that right. It was like Jurassic Park meets Mad Max with a side of LEGO insanity. These sets featured armored vehicles and weapons designed to take down rampaging dinos. It was every kid's dream. Giant monsters and even bigger firepower. Who cared about scientific accuracy when you had laser cannons? From prehistoric mayhem to interplanetary exploration, let's discuss... In 2007, LEGO blasted off to Mars with the Mars Mission. This theme had astronauts and aliens battling it out for precious resources. Think of it all as Total Recall, but with less Arnold Schwarzenegger and more neon colors. The sets were full of cool vehicles and bases, perfect for staging epic stage battles. Plus, the glow-in-the-dark alien parts were a hit. Nothing said cool like an alien head that glowed under your desk lamp. Now let's shift gears and dive into the spooky world of... Released in 2012, Monster Fighters was LEGO's take on classic horror. You had heroes battling vampires, werewolves, and even the creature from the Black Lagoon. It was like Halloween every day, but with more bricks and less candy. The sets were filled with haunted houses, creepy crypts, and spooky surprises. It was the perfect theme for those who loved a good scare and a good build. Plus, the glow-in-the-dark pieces made nighttime LEGO building extra eerie. Speaking of alien invasions, let's not forget, in 2011, LEGO brought us Alien Conquest, where Earth was under attack by alien invaders. Think Independence Day, but with more minifigures and fewer Will Smith one-liners. The sets featured humans defending against aliens with high-tech vehicles and weaponry. It was the ultimate battle for Earth, played out on your living room floor. And let's be real, who didn't want to save the world with a giant LEGO laser cannon? From alien invasions to Martian explorations, let's look at... Before the Mars mission, there was life on Mars in 2001. This theme had a more peaceful take on Martian life, with humans and aliens working together. It was like The Martian, but with more cooperation and less potato farming. The sets featured unique alien designs and cool futuristic vehicles. It was a short-lived theme, but it showed us a more optimistic view of space exploration. Plus, those Martian minifigures were just plain cool. Let's now dive into the world of espionage with... Released in 2008, LEGO Agents was all about high-tech spies battling evil villains. Think James Bond, but with more gadgets and less suavity. You had heroes like Agent Chase taking on Dr. Inferno in epic missions. The sets were packed with cool vehicles, secret bases, and tons of play features. It was the perfect theme for kids who wanted to save the world from the comfort of their own homes. And let's face it, who didn't want to be a secret agent? From secret agents to underwater adventures, let's talk about... Launched in 2010, LEGO Atlantis took us deep beneath the sea to explore the Lost City. It was like Finding Nemo, but with more submarines and less forgetful fish. The sets featured divers searching for treasure and battling sea monsters. It was a colorful, imaginative theme that made us all want to be marine biologists, or at least a LEGO marine biologist. Plus, those underwater creatures were just plain awesome. And finally, let's talk about the nightly world of... Released in 2016, Nexo Knights was a mashup of medieval and futuristic themes. Think King Arthur meets the Jetsons. You had knights with high-tech armor and weapons fighting digital monsters. The sets were filled with imaginative builds and play features that blended the past with the future. It was a short-lived theme, but it left a lasting impression with its unique take on the knight genre. And last but not least, let's explore the spooky, tech-savvy world of... Released in 2019, Hidden Side was LEGO's attempt at blending physical and digital play. Think Ghostbusters meets augmented reality. You had ghost hunters using their smartphones to capture ghosts in their LEGO sets. The sets featured haunted locations and cool vehicles, all with an AR twist. It was a theme that brought LEGO into the digital age, but with a spooky spin. Plus, it made us all feel like ghost hunters in training. And there you have it, folks! 20 LEGO themes you probably forgot existed, but now can't wait to dig out of your attic. Which of these themes was your favorite? Did we miss any hidden gems? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update from us. Until next time, keep building and stay awesome. And remember, no matter how obscure the theme, there's always a brick for that.